But listen now, that $90,000 in revenue didn't come from making 100 different products. It came from scaling out my shop. If you feel like your digital product shop is having no movement and is stuck at like $5, $10 a day, $20 a day, this video is going to be for you. Because when I first started, I felt like my shop was never going to grow, but then I started implementing this one thing and my shop took off. And if you feel like you're doing everything right, you're creating new designs, you're uploading new listings, you're buying new mock-up photos, and you feel like you are doing everything under the sun to make a sale, but nothing is biting, it's because you're designing and your process is way harder than it needs to be, and I'm going to teach you exactly how to simplify it in today's video. What's going on, everybody? My name is Nathan. I'm 25 years old, and I literally built a business from my bed by selling Canva templates, and so far to date, I've done over $90,000 in revenue. So I'd say I know a thing or two when it comes to selling digital templates online. And today I want to talk about scaling your digital product shop, because starting is one thing, but actually scaling it is a whole different beast. And I know this firsthand experience because I literally was there. It wasn't until I started implementing this one thing to where my shop really started to take off and I started to see consistent sales daily. So let's start with section 1 of why most people never scale their Etsy shop. Most people think scaling means adding more products to their store, and in a way it is, but also it's counterproductive to actually scaling. And let me explain. So when you are mindlessly posting different products to your store, let's say a wedding planner, let's say a digital template invite, and then Instagram templates the next week, you're never really collecting data to see what is performing and what is not. Without any real direction or no clear system, it's hard to make actual good decisions on what you want to do with your Etsy store because you don't have any data to back it on. And this is the quickest way to kill momentum and growth in your Etsy store because you never really know where to start and you're always starting from ground zero. So with zero data, zero traction, and zero proof of sales, you're constantly in this cycle of create, post, hope, repeat. The key to scaling isn't about doing more random work. It's about rinsing and repeating on what's already working in your shop. Now let's move into section 2 about the mindset shift that will change everything. The key to scaling any new digital product shop is not about creating new products, okay? It's about capitalizing on what's already performing in your shop. Let me just say that again, okay? You do not need a new idea. You need to expand on what's already working. You need to go deeper on what you've already created. You need to ask yourself, how can I add more value to this listing, or how can I add more value to this product, or how can I create an expanding lineup with this product? Instead of asking yourself, what should I make next? Why don't you ask yourself, how can I add even more value to this product? You guys, that one shift kept me from feeling stuck to feeling like I actually understood my business. So now we move into section 3, which is the exact strategy you are going to use to blow up your Etsy shop in 2026. Step 1 is you're going to find that winning product in your shop, okay? So let's open your listings and let's open your dashboard and see what's getting a lot of favorites, what's getting a lot of sales, what's getting a lot of add to carts, what are people leaving reviews on. You are looking for proof, okay? It's not what you like, what you think the best, what your customers are actually favoriting and wanting in your shop. You are looking for something that sells consistently in your shop. Even if it's small, money is money, and at the end of the day, if we pour gasoline on fire, it will explode. So once you have that one item in your shop, this is your signal to move forward to step 2. Step 2 is so important because I did this and I felt like it killed momentum in my shop. Do not abandon that listing, okay? You need to foster it and add fuel to the fire. People get one product and it starts selling well and they think it's going to last for a lifetime, but think of it like fashion. With fashion, there's always going to be hot new lines that are coming out constantly. So if that summer line is really popping for 2026, I'm pretty sure that summer line won't be popping for 2027. So your job as a designer is to innovate on that design and see how can I make this design relevant in 2027 or in the continuing years. The biggest tip here is to double down on what is already working, okay? So let's say it's Instagram templates and they're popping off and you're getting multiple sales a day. What you could do instead of making a whole different product is you literally could make a part 2 of those Instagram templates, or you could add business cards as well that match that Instagram template aesthetic. What you're doing here is you're building a product line based off of the data of what's working with product A. Product B and C complement product A, so more people are naturally going to want to buy these items together. And people love to feel like they're getting the most value for their dollar, so people are going to naturally want to buy all the items that you're offering that is coming in that collection. Step 3, and this is arguably the most important thing you can do with your product, is to create variations of your product. You guys, this is literally my favorite thing to do. This is my method called reworking the bones of a template. So you have your base template. Let's say it was Instagram templates and they're selling like wildfire. Everybody wants a piece of your Instagram templates. They love the idea. They love the concept. They're buying it. Since you have proof that so many people like this version and this layout of the template, what you could then do is duplicate that template and create a whole different template for a different niche. Same structure, same layout, but different niche, different colors, different photos, but for a different audience. And that is a whole different market that you can tap into by using proof of what already works. So instead of it just being social media manager, Instagram templates, it could turn into real estate templates. It could turn into hairstylist templates. It could turn into Botox templates, and so on and so forth. So you have the same exact base with proof of concept. And what you did is you duplicated that base and made 5 or 10 different products from one singular bones of the template. And this is all based on something that already works because you had data. Now, step 4 is really how you can increase your order value, and that is by bundling your products. Now, this is where scaling really starts to feel real. Once you have variations, that is your cue to combine them. And once you have individual products that you can put into one big bundle, I promise you people will buy it because they love to feel like they're getting a bang for their buck. So instead of selling one template for $10, you could turn around and sell a bundle for $40 or for $30 or for $50. And the crazy part is you didn't make anything new. You literally just repackaged what you already made and turned it into something that is really, really valuable to your specific customer. You guys, this is how you scale. More value, higher priced, different audiences. And the last thing you need to do is to optimize and not restart. I really don't want you guys to get discouraged if you make one bundle or a whole bunch of products and they are not performing the way you think they are. Sometimes we have to reevaluate our offer. Is the pricing too high? Do the thumbnail photos look crazy, making our buyers not want to buy them? Is there something that the buyers are confused on? You need to take your bias out of your product and adopt the mindset of a consumer and figure out, why is nobody buying this product? Instead of asking, how do I make this product better? Or how do I come up with a new product? You need to take a step back and look at your keywords, look at your titles, look at your SEO. All of these play a factor in the optimization of your listing. And sometimes the product in the listing really just isn't it. But I want you guys to remember to really make sure you're optimizing all of your listings before you decide to abandon it. So section 4 of the video is going to be, why does this work? Why does scaling feel so boring? You guys, the real part about scaling is that it is actually so boring. It's not exciting. It's not coming up with new ideas every day. It's not really me being creative. What it is me doing though, is it's value packing my shop. You have to think of it from a consumer standpoint. If I go to a shop and they're offering Instagram templates that I love, but I'm also looking for a business card, but they don't have a business card that matches those Instagram templates that I love, then I may hesitate on buying. But if I go to shop B and they offer really good Instagram templates and really good business cards and they kind of go together, I'm going to go to shop B and purchase from them. So the concept of scaling is to be intentional with your products and to be intentional with the offer that you're providing for your customer. Scaling is about solving the problems that your customer is currently facing. And that's honestly why most people don't scale, because they feel like it's not creative, because they feel like it's repetitive and boring. But listen now, that $90,000 in revenue didn't come from making 100 different products. It came from scaling out my shop. The biggest lie I think I've ever heard is you need 100 different products in your shop to make money. That is so false. You guys, you don't need 100 different products, okay? You need one proof of concept, make 10 variations, and 3 different thumbnails for each 10 variation. And I promise you, you will see sales in your shop. If you take anything from this video, please remember to stop constantly trying to create new different products, because 90% of them won't even sell. You need to take a step back and reevaluate what is already performing in your shop. What can you improve on with that listing that is performing? What can you add even more value to that digital product? Because at the end of the day, the people that are dominating Etsy are not more creative than you. They're just being more intentional than you are. They're just more consistent with their strategy, and they don't restart, they refine. So if you've been feeling stuck in your shop, I promise you do not need to restart. Matter of fact, you probably just need to zoom in. Take a look at what's already working, evaluate what you can do in your shop with the data that's been given to you. If you guys like this video, remember to give this video a big thumbs up, and also let me know if you found some value in this video. I'd love to hear it in the comments below. But my name's Nathan, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.